Hello. Today I'm going to explain how we are setting up a Punnett square. We'll start with a monohybrid Punnett square. A Punnett square is essentially a prediction what the offsprings are when we cross two organisms and look at just one trait in case of a monohybrid Punnett square. What we put in the upper lines and in the sideline of the Punnett square are the potential gametes. So in this case, I chose a homozygous dominant organism, or an organism that is homozygous dominant for that trait, and crossed it with a homozygous recessive organism for that trait. Now what we see is, when we do this cross, that all the offsprings are heterozygous for that trait, but heterozygous dominant because the uppercase letter stands for a dominant trait and the lowercase letter stands for the recessive trait. The next example, I'm going to do a self-cross of what we call here the F1 generation. I'm going to cross those two heterozygous organisms, and now we are looking then at the F2 generation. The way that I'm setting up the Punnett square is that I always will start with the dominant trait. So we are again seeing the potential gametes of this organism and look just at the trait A. So I put the dominant trait first, and now the second gamete will have or will carry the recessive trait. What this essentially tells us that 50% of all the potential gametes, either egg or sperm cells, will have the dominant trait, and the other half will have the recessive trait. Now, with every time gametes are produced, they have a 50% chance of carrying the dominant trait and a 50% of carrying the recessive trait. When we cross those two organisms, what we see now is that a quarter of the offsprings will have two dominant traits, so they are homozygous dominant. Then 50% of the offsprings are heterozygous dominant, meaning they carry the dominant and the recessive trait. And the last quarter, or 25%, will be homozygous recessive for trait A. As you see, setting up a Punnett square is actually quite easy. Thank you for watching.